visiting Milwaukee and Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks. A scary moment though in the second quarter for the Bucks as Giannis appears to be injured, but fortunately gets up and is able to stay in the game. Just a couple of minutes later, he'd prove he was okay with the feed and the dunk. He had 27 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists in the game. But the Hawks would still lead the way at that point, and they'd start to pull away later in the quarter. Ice Trae with some nice moves to find his way through the defense and get the floater to go, then causing Carter to fall, staring him down and nailing the corner three. 21 points for Trae in this one. He all-teen at the half, 63-50. Then, in the third quarter highlights, they'd pick up where they left off. DeAndre Hunter for 3. He had 24 in the game. Then, the pass to Clint Capella, who throws it down. He had 19 and 10. More alley-oops from Young, this time to John Collins, who had 16 and 9. Then Giannis on the other end. The incredible no-look over-the-shoulder assist to Bobby Portis. Portis finished with 14 and 10. The Hawks, though, wouldn't let the Bucks back in this one. More Murray, this time to DeJounte, getting the pull-up jumper to Celtics, hosting Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the OKC Thunder. SGA coast to coast in the first quarter for the layup. Then, the drive, the fake, the layup. The Thunder leading the way 30-21 with 3.5 to go in the first. Into second quarter highlights, Jaylen Brown to Tatum for the fast break dunk, cutting their deficit to 58-53. Then more SGA in the quarter, this time defensively, getting the steal and taking it the other way. 37 points and 8 assists for him in this half. Then Giddey to Poku for 3. He had 16 points and 14 rebounds. Then the miss here, but Aaron Wiggins with the tip in. The Thunder leading the way by 12 at that point, 92-80. More Brown in the fourth quarter, this time the post up for the fadeaway jumper. Goes 2 of his 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. Then Tatum for the dunk for 27 points in this game and 10 rebounds as well, and that would tie things up at 107 apiece. Marcus Smart driving to the rim for the lefty layup, 22 points to the Toronto Raptors. Bojan Bogdanovic to Bagley for the dunk. He had 16 points and 5 rebounds in the game, and those two would put the Pistons up by 2, 12-10. OG Anunoby on the drive in the second and throwing it down for 2 of his 19 points in the game. He also had 7 rebounds, and the Raptors would lead a career high for Banton in this one, 27 points and 3 steals, just like that one. Toronto turning it over though here. Jaden Ivey throwing it down on the break, 21 points for Ivey and 8 assists as well. More Banton, this time to Chris Boucher for the dunk, 20 points for him. Then Bogdanovic with the 3. 18 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and the Raptors would lead the way by 3 at that point. The Pistons with the chance to tie. Ivey driving but blocked. And that'll do it. The Raptors pull away to win it. Rockets taking on Paul George and the LA Clippers. PG-13 driving, banking in the layup plus the foul, and he'd make that free throw. Then getting it done from deep. The pull-up 3. 22 points for him in this one, 8 rebounds and the half. Here's Green throwing it down, and you've got to see that again. 25 points for Jalen Green, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Here's Kenyon Martin Jr. driving for the slam on Ivica Zubac. The Clips, though, still leading the way at that point, and their bench closing things out. Eric Gordon missing, and Norman Powell to Terrence Mann for the layup. 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists for him. Then Mann with the alley-oop to Powell for the dunk. 17 points Miami to take on Jimmy Butler and the Heat. No Chris Paul in this one, and we're jumper over the defense. putting the Suns up 93-84. Then Bam Adebayo going hard in the paint. More fourth quarter highlights, this time coast to coast with the spin move and the and one bucket. And he'd make that free throw. Then getting it done defensively, the steal, the push, then the dunk off the shovel pass from Max Strus, capping a 12-0 run by the Heat. But the Suns still leading the way by one. Kyle Lowry for three, his 2000th career three-pointer in this one. Then more Book shooting the three and knocking it down. Bam on the other end with the putback lay-in, putting the Heat up 111-110. Then with less than 10 seconds to go, Book blocked by Jimmy Butler to save the game. Let's take one last look. The perfectly timed block in perfect timing for the Miami Heat as Butler stuffs Booker. The Heat hold on to win it at home. 1/3 LaMelo Ball continuing to impress in his return to the lineup, driving and finishing with the teardrop floater. 17 points and 9 assists for him in this one. Mo Wagner missing the layup here in the second, but that's why Bamba's there for the rebound and the putback. 14 points and 11 rebounds for him. Then later in the quarter with the Hornets in transition, Ball to McDaniels. McDaniels in the one-handed jam. And the Hornets would lead the way 58, driving, switching hands in midair to finish with the lay-in plus the foul, and he'd make that free throw. 17 points in this game. Then Plumlee to Oubre for the easy bucket for a couple of his 16 points. Then 2 more for Plumlee of his own. 18 points and 10 rebounds for him as the Hornets win it 112-105. See takeover as the Warriors host the San Antonio Spurs. Andrew Wiggins sends it to Jordan Poole for 3 in the first, then Poole pulling up for the deep 3, and Steph Curry loves this one. The Warriors leading the way 33-24 at that point. Into second quarter highlights, Draymond Green to Wiggins for 3 more. Then Green to Curry for a deep 3 of his own. The Warriors would lead the way 61-45 at the half. Into third, he had 16 points in the game, grabbed 5 rebounds and dished 5 assists. Then Poole with the lob to Wiggins in transition for the alley-oop slam here. 10 points for Wiggins in this game. More Poole this time, driving baseline for the layup plus the foul, and he'd make that free throw. He had 36 in the game, and all of that was...
The Clippers getting set for action against the great Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks. And we get you started with Luka driving on Ivica Zubac, going high off glass. He draws the foul as well. He'd make the free throw. Of course he would. It's Luka. Then Luka pulling up, and the floater goes down. Dallas doubling up the Clippers in the early going, 30-15. Dorian Finney-Smith off the Luka dish. 1-29. They led it 54-32 at the half. Second half, Marcus Morris hits the turnaround jumper on the low block. Then John Wall, look at this, good to see. Strong to the bucket, makes it plus the foul. Mavs now trying to stop the Clippers, but it's not working. Paul George hits the 3 from the corner. Then John Wall open for 3. That's a good looking stroke. Dallas's lead all the way down to 2. Paul George picks up the loose ball, takes it all the way for the layup. This ties the game at 70 apiece. So the Clippers have come all the way back. Now they're leading by 5 and adding to it. Well, they're leading by 5 after that. How about that? 78-73. Later in the fourth, Luka Doncic passing out of the double team, and Reggie Bullock just bullseyes that 3-pointer. And Dallas goes back up. Paul George drives and hits the floater here. Boy, took a lot of contact, just hung in the air, made the shot. It's a 1-point game. Luka Doncic, now 30 seconds to, grabs the loose ball, flings it up, and it falls. A rainbow 3. Dallas up by 4. Last chance for the Clippers. Nicholas Batum going to the line, misses the second free throw, and you see the ball goes out of bounds off of Robert Covington. There it is, close call, but clearly off of Covington, and in the end, Dallas gets the win, 103-101. Zion Williamson sitting this one out with a foot contusion. There's a look at Jaren Jackson. How about we focus in the first quarter, though, on one Ja Morant. in transition and one layup. He'd make the free throw. Memphis up by a single after that. Devontae Graham over to Trey Murphy on the other end. Boy, Trey Murphy goes up and gets that jam. Memphis up by 3 at that point. Morant now getting the pass and just pulling up for 3. That one goes, and then just before the end of the first quarter, how about a half-court 3? That's money as well. He had 16 points in the opening quarter, did Morant, and he wasn't done in the second quarter. Ja Morant helping his teammates out, finding Brandon Clark there on the alley-oop jam. Then Ja Morant steals off the inbound pass. We go the other way, and he's going to lay this one in on the other end. He just jumps from just inside the free throw line and figures it out after that. Jaren Jackson blocking Najee Marshall on the layup attempt there at the bucket. 60-59. Third quarter, CJ McCollum, three-pointer is money. Then CJ McCollum, three-pointer is money. He had 14 points in the third quarter. New Orleans up by 3. Later in that third, just watch Ja Morant rises up. How about the switch hand jam? Beautiful stuff from Ja Morant. That evens the score at 77. CJ McCollum finding Larry Nance. Tough dunk there, 82-80 at that point. Now McCollum driving, working, and making the jump shot here, just sort of at the free throw line. Then McCollum finding Jose Alvarado for the 3. Then Jose Alvarado off the dribble to find Larry Nance for the reverse jam, bringing the thunder there. And yep, it's Lauri Markkanen, Kelly Olynyk, and the Jazz. We get you started in the second quarter. Mike Conley lobbing it up to Olynyk, and Olynyk just lays that one home gently. Then it's Kelly Olynyk getting the steal. Jordan Clarkson gives it back to him, and Olynyk going to go in with the reverse stuff here. How about that? Utah up by 3. Later in the second, Julius Randle over to Jalen Brunson. Time winded down in the half, but he gets the shot off, and it's a corner 3 buzzer beater. Second half, Brunson to Randle this time, and Randle goes up and stuffs that one home, and New York's up 66-64 off a turnover. Jordan Clarkson finds Lauri Markkanen in transition, and this is just easy for him, stuffing that one home. Utah up by 3. Emmanuel Quigley makes the three-pointer here. Then Jalen Brunson finds R.J. Barrett for the lane as he just sort of cuts into the lane and gets that one to go. Then Brunson in the lane for the fadeaway jumper, and New York goes into Utah and hands the Jazz a loss. Your final score, 118-111. Kings are on national television. There's a look at De'Aaron Fox, and yeah, they're taking on Kevin Durant and the Nets. They're 4-2 since parting ways with former head coach Steve Nash. Early on, it's Durant going to work. Jumper plus the foul, he'd make the free throw. However, the Kings must like being on national TV. Domantas Sabonis spinning inside and getting the layup. Then it's Fox drilling the step-back 3 at the buzzer, and the Kings up 36-30. And in the second quarter, boy, they dominated things. Terrence Davis, 3, cash. Then Davis with the steal, and yeah, gonna have a little fun on this dunk as well. A little double clutch throwdown. Then Davis pushes the ball and finds Kevin Huerter, who pump fakes and drills the 3. This part of a 29-4. Yes, 29-4 Kings run. They let it set. More of the same. The Kings love being on national TV. Terrence Davis catch and shoot 3 goes down. Domantas Sabonis bucket and the foul. He'd make the free throw. Then Malik Monk finds Davis for another 3-pointer. Sacramento wins this thing 153-121. Those 153 got Popovich and Chauncey Billups going head-to-head as the San Antonio Spurs take on the Portland Trail Blazers. The Spurs leading it by 6 out in transition. Isaiah Roby drives and throws down the dunk and gets the and one. Anthony Simons on the receiving end of that one, and Roby to open up the lane. Portland led it by 6 at the half. Third quarter coming to an end, and Damian Lillard throws it away to Devin Vassell, who takes it all the way in for the jam. Nice job by Vassell there. Then Jakob Poeltl hits the floater. Then it's Damian Lillard pulling up for 3 on the other end with less than 3.5 to go. How about Anthony Simons? It's his turn now. He knocks down a three. This puts Portland up by 5, 113 to 108, and the Blazers go on to win it by 7.